Guys, I have not been live. I've been really busy because I signed up for Tony Robbins' Unleash the Power Within. And I got to tell you, it started yesterday and it is absolutely insane, crazy good. So, yesterday was at 8 a.m. through to 10 p.m. last night, actually a little after 10 p.m. That's what his events are like. His voice, you notice how raspy his voice now, those of you who know who Tony Robbins is, his voice is so raspy now because he's done so many speaking gigs, big gigs back to back, like 12 plus hour days. That's not normal, and our voice cannot handle that. So he actually yelled so loud one day at a seminar that he damaged his vocal cords. And when he went to have them checked out, his vocal cords are like your vocal cords. He says is supposed to be the thickness of your lips, roughly, and his were paper thin. And the doctors couldn't believe he could even still speak. So he found a way to bypass his normal vocal cords, and that's why his voice is so raspy nowadays. So that's what happened to Tony. His voice was always somewhat raspy when he was younger too, but it's really raspy now compared to what it used to be. And that's why. So really intense stuff. Like I have been looking for that someone, something, somehow to teach me that what I do not know. Like, you know how hard it is to acknowledge something that you're unaware of, something that's on autopilot. And although I was aware of what I just said, I didn't know how to tap into it. And just one day of him yesterday, I am now unable to reframe, capture, understand what it is, how to identify it, now how to shift it. So yesterday, I got to tell you, I got so many pages of notes, but he covered the six needs of human, period. Doesn't matter your race, your nationality, your borders, like none of it applies. It applies to anyone who can communicate and articulate the way we can. And those six human needs are things like certainty, uncertainty, significance. You wouldn't believe how much this presents itself, even with the super introverted people or quiet people. That is a form of significance. There is the connection, the love piece, the growth, and contribution. So, those six things are all human needs. Now, what level they are for you and I and how they present themselves is very different, and that's how we're all different. So, for me, prior to my awareness, I realized that my top ones were probably growth and significance and not in such a healthy way either. So, addicted to growth, learning more has caused me to spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. The significance piece, the needing to be heard, the strong personality, the aggressiveness when triggered. We talked about triggers, what triggers us, and what is our automatic go to. Do you run and hide? So, the fight, flight, freeze reaction, how do we react? And then analyzing that and breaking it down. So much yesterday in just day one. And I've spent tens of thousands of dollars to have people help me realize this, and they've not gotten through. I've gotten bits and pieces. I don't want to say they didn't succeed. They did succeed to a certain level, but not to his level. In one day, the awarenesses, the aha moments, like I've got pages of notes. I literally have to go back through them. Yesterday, like I said, was an 8 a.m. to a little after 10 p.m. day. So even today, I'm feeling like I didn't retain a whole lot yesterday. I'm sure I did, but I didn't feel like I did. But like pages of notes, like it's insane how much information. And then he talks about, living your ideal life and what does that look like? And then out of those six, what would be my top ones for me to have my ideal life? What would my ideal life look like? So for me, it would be shifting from, growth and significance to connection and contribution. You know, I've always been a sociable person, but I lack the deep, deep connection. And most of you know I'm very friendly, I'm very loving, but people are at bay. I don't like interference in my life. I don't want people to in my life telling me what I should and shouldn't do. It's a big no-no in my world. Fuck off is what happens when people do that. But again, that's a trigger. That's an automated trigger. So That's a prime example of, I have a certain level of connection, but it's very surfacey and you get stopped. You don't come into the inner circle. And even my connection with my child and my husband, I feel the connection with my child and my terms is very broken. We have a very loving relationship, but it's also very broken. She's very guarded because of how I've been for the last 18 years of her life. And it's only been the last 5 that I've been doing this spiritual and personal growth development at this rapid pace. So even now, even though it's been 3, 4, 5 years, she's had so many years of my automatic reactions, which is the aggressive reactions, that even now she expects it. Like she'll even say, "I got to tell you something, but I don't want you to freak out." I don't. So she's all like, doesn't matter how much I've changed, she remembers that because it was a negative impact for her. So no matter how much I've changed it and made it positive, she still remembers the negative. And that's her go to. That's her automatic nervous system kicking in. That's her automatic defense system kicking in. So making these awarenesses and then being able, and it's only that which you can acknowledge that you can shift and change. So having these awarenesses is huge, not just for me, but looking at these 6 human needs and how you're reacting and how you're behaving and how she's reacting and how she's behaving and identifying them and understanding where they're coming from can now shift my lingo even more and my understanding even more to be able to communicate and connect better, if that makes any sense. And contribution, like, we were all put on this earth for some level of service, and mine is coming to ignite. And it's been a slow ignition for me because I never knew what I wanted to do with my life. So now I'm at the phase of she's diagnosed high social anxiety, ADD, select mutism, and autism. I'm realizing the lack of supports for mid to late teens into adulthood for anybody with special needs. So my new passion is creating a community where these people can come join and participate and help average people like you and I understand where they're coming from and have professionals in there, right straight from the holistic healers to the licensed therapists, the lawyers, the accountants, like all the different professions that can come in and speak and help different areas of life for these people. And that's becoming more and more clear, especially as I dive in. So I'm going to be like incognito for the next 3 days. Day 1 is down. I got 3 more to go. I'll probably need a day to recoup. So next 4 days, I'll probably be incognito. I'll try to post some pictures and stuff just so you know I'm still kicking. But stay tuned because like even yesterday, I can feel like the authenticity level is up leveled already. So I can't wait to come back and share what I've learned with you to help you shift, change, and grow, to help you acknowledge that what you cannot see and acknowledge so that you can learn and grow in the same way, the same rate, whatever you want to call it, that in a similar way for you, that you can grow and get past your blocks and boundaries so you can live the beautiful life that you want to live. So I'm about to start. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.